So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the benefits of semen retention. Maybe you're thinking about starting and you want to know some good reasons to do it, or maybe you've been practicing and you just need some motivation to keep going with it. So from my years of practicing semen retention, I would say the number one benefit is an increase in your willpower. You know, it takes a certain amount of willpower to control your sexual energy, to contain it within yourself, especially if you've spent years, being in the habit of ejaculating, as I was before I started. It takes some real willpower to change those habits and start to contain that energy instead of expelling it into the world. And this will translate into everything else you do as well. It really, because willpower is like a muscle, and the more you use it, the more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. And so any other area in your life will benefit from this as your willpower increases and your drive to protect your semen and contain it within yourself increases. You will really see your overall willpower in other situations increase as well. Also, another benefit is it really, I feel, increases your confidence. When you're constantly ejaculating and you're just draining yourself of all your vital energy, it takes a heavy toll on the body after a while, and you're just constantly in this state of, sort of weakness, sort of this weakness state. And this is something I experienced, when I was a daily ejaculator. I felt I had low confidence, low self-esteem. I was just kind of meekly floating through life. So once I started retaining, I just felt all this this power and this confidence. You just feel good about yourself and what you're doing in your life, and other people notice that as well, I think. So, and that's another benefit, is that people will be more attracted to you in general. Obviously, the opposite sex, you'll definitely find you'll find yourself attracting women a lot easier. But also just people in general will be more attracted to you. You will find, because you have this radiant energy, your sexual energy builds up, and it just, people can feel it. People can feel that, just that energy you're putting off. And you may find you're repelling some people as well, because your overall energy is increasing, so it may kind of polarize a bit, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. You're just becoming more of yourself. So you'll definitely find that people are more attracted to you in different areas of your life. And another benefit is just a general sense of well-being. Your body has a higher level of energy when it's not constantly creating sperm, when you have a reserve built up, and then you have all that extra energy, and you may find your vitality in general increasing. If you're an athlete, if you go to the gym and work out or whatever, you'll find that you have a lot more energy. This is something I noticed. I exercise regularly, and I used to be a pretty kind of lazy, unmotivated person, but through years of strengthening my willpower, and especially practicing semen retention, I just found myself just naturally having that drive to push myself every day, and it is never a challenge to go to the gym and give myself a hard workout or whatever. It's just because I have that energy, I have that drive and that willpower. So you'll definitely notice an increase in your overall vitality, your health. You're just going to have a lot more energy practicing semen retention. And another health benefit is, for a lot of men who are older, maybe they've been having some sexual dysfunctions, premature ejaculation, erectile dysfunction. Retaining the semen can really help these issues, because the reason for the issue in the first place is often just not having the energy to get an erection or have sexual activity. So when you build up your sexual energy, you'll find yourself having stronger erections, and you're going to feel a lot younger because you're not ejaculating this energy out all the time. You'll also find your creativity increasing. This is something I've noticed. Sexual energy is creative energy. Our sperm creates life. That's what it's meant to do, and we can really harness that creative energy. If we're not creating, if we're not going to be creating another human being, then there's no need to expel this energy from us. We can keep it within us and harness that creative energy and use it for whatever we want. You'll find any creative aspect of your life greatly improved as you practice semen retention, especially as you learn to work with that energy, move it around the body, move it through the energy channels, and you will find your creativity greatly improving. If you're an artist, whatever, it's going to make you a lot more creative. Or even in, business pursuits, things like that, you'll just have a lot more creative ideas, and working with the sexual energy is working directly with creative energy. And then there's also the sexual benefits of semen retention. When you have this buildup of sexual energy, you can, so when you're, making love with a partner, then as a man, this high charge of energy, of sexual energy, it can create these full body orgasmic states when we're containing the energy within the body instead of ejaculating it out. When you learn to channel this energy up through the body through different tantric energy exercises, you can just build these incredible states of orgasmic, just full body pulsing orgasmic bliss. Full body orgasms like nothing you've ever experienced through just the, limited ejaculatory orgasms. You can really get into these deep orgasmic states with a partner, and where you're both exchanging your energy, and the energy builds up, you move it through the body, it builds up, you're exchanging it with your partner, the energy is just amplifying and amplifying, you're just going deeper and deeper into these deep blissful states, and so it's an incredible experience. Semen retention does not mean refraining from sexual activity. It can be quite the opposite. You may find yourself becoming more sexually active. It takes training in the practices which help to move the energy out of the genitals into the body so you don't ejaculate. But it's very worth it to learn these sorts of things. And so another benefit is I feel semen retention just makes you more of yourself. It makes you just a higher level of whoever you are. If you're an athlete, you'll become a super athlete. If you're a kind, caring person, you'll find yourself becoming even more kind, caring, and giving. Because sexual energy just amplifies everything. It's really the fuel to life, really. It's what creates life, sexual energy. We were created by our parents' orgasm, our parents' sperm and egg. That's what we are. And so sexual energy can just grow anything. So when you're harnessing this energy, you're just going to grow into this amplified version of yourself. And this is something that's become very apparent as I interact with different people. The men who are retaining their sexual energy and building that versus the ones who are just ejaculating it all the time. You really notice a difference in these kinds of people. You may find the constant ejaculators, as they grow older, just getting, you can see them losing their willpower, losing their just passion for life. They're just kind of this apatheticness. And when you're around people who are building their sexual energy and practicing retention, you feel their energy. It's powerful. You can just sense it. And this to me just confirms that semen retention is a extremely beneficial practice to do as a human being. And so I hope this gives you some motivation and to deepen your semen retention practice, or to start if you haven't already. I highly recommend it. It takes some willpower. It takes a few changes in your life, but what life is about: change. We're here to change and to grow and to create our, whatever dream we have. We're here to create that and bring that to this planet at this time. And that's a very exciting thing. We're all finding our passions and the things we are driven by. And when we all connect with that and start to create that, that's what makes this world such a rich place, is this uniqueness of everyone's different passion and drive, you know? So when you start to work out of passion, when you start to live out of passion versus negativity, you know, when you're just living in this haze of having no clear intention, having no clear direction, and then you find yourself being negative a lot more. You start focusing on the things you don't want in your life, you know, just finding the problems in the things around you, versus living with intention, living with clarity, where you start to ask yourself, what do I really want? What do I really want to accomplish in this lifetime? So when you're focusing on what you want, then you start to bring these things in. You start to grow, you start to change, you find the ways to create what it is you want. So life is choice, my friends, and I choose vitality. So I hope this helped you in some way. Please subscribe, and I have other videos on semen retention and sexual practices. Thank you very much. Have a great day.